Hello friends, welcome to another very important topic from exam point of view in whole of the NT curriculum, that is course of the facial nerve. So let's discuss this in upcoming only 5 slides. We will discuss the course of the facial nerve and its surgical landmarks only. Rest of the things we will add on in another presentation. So let's see this one by one. So our facial nerve has got two fibers, motor fibers and sensory fibers. Motor fiber gets originated from the nucleus of seventh nerve. What is seventh nerve? That is facial nerve. Now this motor fiber goes and it hooks around the nucleus of sixth nerve, that is abducent nerve, and it is joined by the sensory division, that is also known as nerve of Risberg. So nerve of Risberg is the sensory division, and the motor division gets arises from the nucleus of seventh nerve. So the where the motor division fuses with the nerve of Risberg, that is sensory division, it becomes the complete facial nerve. Now this facial nerve leaves the brainstem at the particular point, that is pontomedullary junction, and it travels via posterior cranial fossa to enter into the internal acoustic meatus. Again, that is an important point. At the lateral end of the meatus, nerve enters the temporal bone. In the temporal bone, it traverses in a bony canal that is known as fallopian canal of facial nerve. After traveling through this bony canal, it comes out from the stylomastoid foramen, and after it comes out from the stylomastoid foramen, it divides into its peripheral terminal branches. So that was all about in brief, very brief, about the facial nerve course. Now we will see its three parts with the diagram. So now coming to all the three parts of the facial nerve, we will see one by one each part, and then we will see it also in a handmade diagram. So first part is intracranial part, nothing much to remember in it. It extends from the pons to the internal acoustic meatus. Second is the intratemporal part. It is very important. It extends from the internal acoustic meatus to the stylomastoid foramen. So again, it has been divided into four segments. The first is meatal segment. Simple, it lies in the internal acoustic meatus, so it is known as meatal segment. The length is 8 to 10 millimeters. Second part is the labyrinthine segment. Important point regarding this segment is that the facial nerve has the narrowest diameter in this part. It extends from the fundus to the geniculate ganglion. Third segment is the tympanic segment or horizontal segment. Length is again 11 millimeter. It extends from the geniculate ganglion to the pyramidal eminence. Fourth part is the mastoid segment or vertical segment. It extends from the pyramid to the stylomastoid foramen. Remember, as there is a key point, each and every segment has a particular part of origin and a particular part of termination, and the next upcoming segment starts from the previous segment's part of termination. So this is the important point regarding intratemporal segment. Each and every line of this slide is very important. Coming to the last and third part, that is extracranial part, it extends from the stylomastoid foramen to the termination of the facial nerve in the form of its peripheral branches. So that was all about the three parts. So here it is a handmade rough diagram of the course of the facial nerve. This is a handmade diagram. You can also draw this in your exams very easily. So here we can see a structure that is marked by red, that is brain stem, and a circle by the white pen, that is seventh nerve nucleus. The yellowish fiber, wherever you will see in this whole image, that indicates the nerve fiber. So the yellowish nerve fiber, that is motor nerve fiber, is getting originated from the seventh nerve nucleus, and it goes till the sixth nerve nucleus. Again, that is marked by the whitish circle on the left hand side of the diagram, that is intracranial segment. So motor nerve fibers gets originated from the seventh nerve nucleus, goes up till the sixth nerve nucleus and hooks around it. As you can see, the yellowish fibers are getting hooked around it. Then there comes the sensory root of the facial nerve, that is nerve of Risberg, comes and joins this motor nerve fiber. Sensory root, you can see it is visible by the blue pen. So sensory nerve root fiber joins with the motor nerve root fiber at the level of sixth nerve nucleus. Now this becomes the facial nerve and it goes to the intratemporal part. on the right side of the diagram. Here we can see the nerve travels in the internal acoustic meatus. There is horizontal cylinder-like structure, that is internal acoustic meatus. After that, it goes up to the geniculate ganglion. The segment is known as labyrinthine segment, that is marked by the alphabet L. From the geniculate ganglion, it goes and terminates just above the pyramidal eminence. That this part is known as tympanic part or horizontal part, that is marked by the alphabet T. From the pyramidal eminence, it goes up to the stylomastoid foramen. That part is mastoid part or vertical part, that is marked by the alphabet M. And from the stylomastoid foramen, it goes and terminates into the peripheral branches. So that becomes the extracranial course. So this was all about the facial nerve course. It is a very simple handmade diagram. Although it is a little dirty and messy, you can draw it clearly in your exams after practice. Now coming to the another important part, that is surgical landmarks of facial nerve. So what are the important surgical landmarks? It has been divided into two categories: landmarks for the middle ear and mastoid surgery, and landmarks for the parotid surgery. So first of all, we will see the landmarks for the mastoid surgery. First is processus cochleariformis. Second is oval window and horizontal canal. The facial nerve runs just above the oval window and it lies deeper below the horizontal canal. So it is very important. Third is the short process of incus. Why it is important? Because facial nerve lies medial to the short process of incus. Fourth is a tympanomastoid suture. Nerve runs behind this suture. Fifth part is the pyramid. Again, nerve runs behind it. And sixth part is the digastric ridge nerve. The facial nerve leaves the mastoid segment here. So these six are the important landmarks for the facial nerve. There is a mnemonic also, although you can have your own mnemonic, but just remember these six names. I have made a mnemonic, that is post PD. P stands for processus cochleariformis, O stands for oval window and horizontal canal, S stands for short process of incus, T stands for tympanomastoid suture, P for pyramid, and D for digastric ridge. So in this way you can remember this surgical landmark. Coming to the landmarks for the parotid surgery. So what are the important landmarks? Only four are there. First is cartilaginous tragal pointer. That is in the pinna we have tragus. So just below the tragus, the facial nerve runs 1 centimeter deep and it is slightly anterior inferior. Second is the tympanomastoid suture. Facial nerve runs 6 to 8 millimeter deep to it. Third is the stellate process. Facial nerve lies immediately lateral to it. And fourth is the posterior of digastric. It is important because facial nerve runs just between the posterior of digastric and the stellate process. These are the four important landmarks for the parotid surgery. I have made a mnemonic for it, that is DIG CST. As we all know about the Mumbai CST station. So just remove the Mumbai word from it and use the DIG CST. You can also have your own good mnemonic. Here DIG stands for posterior of digastric, C stands for cartilaginous tragal pointer, S stands for stellate process, and T stands for tympanomastoid suture. So that was all about the course of facial nerve and its surgical landmarks. Remember it, learn it, memorize it, cram it, do whatever you want to do. Just remember these 5 to 6 slides. It is very, very, very important from the exam point of view. Throughout your ENT curriculum, it is a very important question that comes many a times in your exams. So just remember all these important things and follow us this channel for more such contents. Thank you.